2020 ain't gonna hold us back. You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus or what? Cheers.
Amen.
That's right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
All right, all right. So this is the Dad OG Comedy Show at 7 o'clock. I'm the Dad OG, is also known as Montoya. Wanted to let you guys know I do have a couple different YouTube channels. I have the comedy channel and also a Dad of Girls channel where I do some small videos with my girls. So I am an Army veteran, 20 years.
Wow.
And retired, and now I'm a stay-at-home dad full-time. My wife works. I do comedy. So I have a 1-year-old bully, a 3-year-old terrorist, a 13-year-old beast, and a 15-year-old son who answers everything with "I don't know." And it's an interesting times being a stay-at-home dad. Very hard work, but very rewarding as well. So to kick off the show, right, I want to say, first off, happy Cinco De Mayo to everybody. And I was going to sing a little song, but instead of singing a song, I'm going to leave that for Nate, and I'm going to tell you a joke. So what do you call a house full of Mexicans?
What?
Jail.
Pueblo.
Jail.
Jail. That's what you call it. So with that joke, we're going to kick off the show. First up, we have Irma Linda Ruiz from San Antonio, Texas. You're up, Irma.
Hey, Irma.
Oh. Let's get started. She's on mute.
Irma, I think your mic is muted.
No, man, that's her shtick. Let her create.
Oh.
Create this, Dave.
Unmute myself. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was already unmuted. Am I unmuted? Oh, yes, I am.
Yes.
Oh, I'm in San Antonio. There's a lot of lowriders around. You know, just ignore the driving by. I'm outside. Okay, guys. I'm just gonna start. So yes, thank you so much for introducing me, Mr. Cholo Will Montoya. My name is Irma Ruiz. Actually, my name is Irma Linda Cardenas Ruiz. Yes, from San Antonio, Texas. But you know what's funny? My parents gave me the most Mexican name in the world, and then the fuckers didn't even teach me Spanish. I don't know, guys. The only Spanish I know is like enough to like go order at like a Mexican restaurant, you know, tacos or whatever. I know un taco de
It's not working.
lemonade. It's great, you know. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, they give me the most Mexican name in the world. Didn't teach me Spanish. And you know what, guys? So I grew up like in this little town in Texas, like a little border town to Mexico, you know. And it was hard for me because like all the cholas will make fun of me. You know what cholas are, right? Cholas are like those girls like the eyeliner, you know, up and shit.
Let me see.
He's got to mute himself or else.
Oh, leave the sombrero.
There's another show going on over there. I'm at the comedy house right now. If y'all can hear all that noise. So like they would always fucking make fun of me.
Irma, put the
Make fun of
sombrero
me.
back on.
You speak Spanish, you know. We don't want to hang out with you. I'm like, what the hell, you know? And so they would be like, Irma, you can't make your hickeys dark enough. Because I wanted to hang out with them. They'd be like, you can't make your hickeys dark enough like the cholas do. I'd be like, what? You know? And they're like, look at Jose. He's walking around with the weakest hickeys in school. And it was so true because like my boyfriend Jose, he was like the leader, like the cholo gangsters, you know. He like, I would try to make like a big hickey on him, and I couldn't. So like all I would do was like make like a whole bunch of little cluster of hickeys, so it would look like a big hickey. You know, I'm a horrible hickey. You know, I'm a horrible hickey man. And then I would try to like wear my like plaid flannel shirt. You know how the gangsters wear it with like the one button buttoned up on top. They said I just look like a farmer.
Farmer?
I'm like, seriously, a farmer? Not even like a migrant worker, at least? You look like a farmer. You know what's crazy? Like, as Mexican as those cholas were, as Mexican as they were still call me by my name Irma. Not even Irma, you know? And it was crazy. It was crazy, you know? It was crazy. I wanted to hang out
If you are
with
not, if you are the host. Oh, if you are the host.
I'm telling you. Was something happening? Okay. So like I wanted to hang out with them, you know? So like I got a job at the same place where they like worked at, which was like at this place called at the mall in Del Rio. And it was cool until one of the girls got fired because she got her finger stuck in the dishwasher. And the dishwasher's name was Maria. I'm just saying, I don't know, you know. But you know what? Like I said before, like as Mexican as those cholas were, they still will call me by my name Irma, which is what most people call me, you know. But just whatever you do not call me Irma Sperma.
Oh.
In 5th grade, you know. It sucks. Irma Sperma. I mean, kids should not be calling their teacher Irma.
Right?
It's rude, it's inappropriate, you know. I mean, it's hard being a good teacher and a good alcoholic at the same time, you know. It got so hard, guys. It actually got
beans, cheese, sour cream, and me, right, Eloise?
All right, Eloise. All right. What are you doing over there?
Is everything okay, Eloise?
Actually, I guess a little bit.
Does she want a taco? It's Taco Tuesday.
And Cinco De Mayo.
But like I was saying before Eloise interrupted me.
I know. Give her another minute.
That's why I can't be teacher anymore, because I will be Eloise. Eloise, sit down. Eloise, go to the principal's office. You know, but, you know, like I was. I forgot what I was fucking saying. No, so now I'm not teaching anymore, guys, because you know alcohol completely took over. So now I'm a stay-at-home mom, which is okay. I don't mind. You know, I like keeping my daughter home with me. You know, from high school, I can teach her, you know, all the right tequilas and everything. You know, but don't think that because I'm a homeschool mom that I'm not strict with her. I'm very strict with her. Yeah, like for example, like the other day, I counted her tardy because she woke me up late. And I made a Maury Povich joke. I was like, who's daddy? You know, she looked at me, she's like, Mom, you still trying to find him? I was like, you are going back to public school. You know, it's so funny because I'm a homeschool mom now. What does blam mean? Does that mean I'm done?
Yeah, that's like a minute left.
I saw blam. I was like, I usually see a light. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Hasta luego. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you, Irma.
Bye. Yay.
Woo! Hey, so thanks a lot, Irma. Hey, so I seen a post recently. I started doing some TikToks. Probably a little old for TikToks, but it's fun. And I seen a post. This isn't my original stuff, but it said, "How messed up is it that Cinco de Mayo finally falls on Taco Tuesday and gets messed up by a virus?"
I don't know.
After a Mexican beer.
My heritage is Mexican, but to be honest with you, like I don't know too much about my own heritage. It's so embarrassing, you know.
Hey, so we'll keep the show going. Just a quick little story about my 3-year-old terrorist daughter. So I call her a terrorist because she doesn't deal very well with not getting her way.
Power off.
For example,
is your wife Mexican? Is that what that is?
Just last week, we got an ice cream cone for her, and we were going on a family drive, and I got a little too close to the stop sign, or I was going too fast and the stop sign snuck up on me, which is probably the latter. And my little girl's ice cream cone, the ice cream came out of the cone. So she like had a terrorist fit, and I was continuing to go, and all of a sudden a cone flies up from the back seat and hits me in the face. So I got like ice cream all over my face, and that's why I call my little girl a terrorist. She has some terrorist tendencies. Our next comedian is coming to you from Houston, Texas. He is an actor as well, and his name is Dave McClain.
Hey.
Yeah. Woohoo! All right. Moving just east on I-10 to Houston. Listen, I want to thank Will Montoya for inviting me to the Dad of Girls comedy show, but I do have to admit I'm probably not 100% qualified because I do have 2 kids, but only one's a girl. So if you want me to be fully qualified to be here, you're going to have to give me 9 months. Well, 9 months and 30 seconds, if you know what I mean. But, or I could just hang around and do some jokes anyway. There is one other problem, though. It's this holiday, this Cinco De Mayo. I took those genealogy tests, 23andMe, Ancestry.com, all that, and I'm about the whitest white boy you're ever going to find. I mean, the percentage of white in me, they had to invent a new percentage because 100 didn't even cover it. In fact, I am so white that I kind of think maybe it's racist for me even to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. But I'm going to do it anyway. I've got my Mexican shirt. I am in Texas, so maybe I can get away with it. I will never forget the first time my wife and I drove into Texas. We saw the Welcome Center, and there were these huge flags. I think might have even been 6 of them. There were 6 huge flags. And I commented on it to my wife, and she said, well, they say everything's bigger in Texas. And, well, not everything. Anyway, we're driving along, and we're trying to get a feel for the state. We really want to come to appreciate our new adopted home state. So I see a road sign that says scenic view on left. So I pull over and take a picture. Then I see another sign a while later says historical marker 1 mile on left. Pulled over, took a picture. Then I saw a sign that said guardrail damage ahead. I took a picture. But a while later, I saw a sign that said bridge may freeze in winter. And it was July. And I said, I am not waiting around till December to take a picture of that bridge. Now it said may freeze in winter. May freeze? I mean, if they could tell me for sure it was going to freeze, maybe I'd wait. But no, I passed on that one. Of course, we're driving through Texas. And one of the reasons I moved here was because it's warmer weather. The problem is that just means they can do construction all year round. Who here hates construction as much as I do? Come on, this is horrible. I knew it. And I know I'm not the only one that gets pissed off of this because I see all the protest signs by these construction zones. You've probably seen them. End construction, end construction. So people are upset. I came across this one construction zone. I saw these signs that said, work zone, 55 miles per hour, double fine. 55 miles per hour, double fine. So I went 110. But, it's hard getting out of the Army because you've been in 20 years or whatever, and you got to figure out something new to do with yourself. And I got all kinds of advice when I was getting ready to retire. People said, well, you're in public affairs, so you should do something with the media. And other people said, no, you should go with the new technology, do something with the internet. So I decided to combine all of those suggestions, and I became a door-to-door Wikipedia salesman.
Oh, God.
That didn't work out exactly well, not as much demand as you might think. So I had to reevaluate, and I'm thinking, well, I've done theater since I was a little kid, so maybe I'll become an actor. And that's what I did. True story. I'm on IMDb. I've got a website, davepro.info. You can check it out. So I'm actually doing it, but I'm doing it in Houston. So I'm not exactly what you would call acting full-time or part-time or, well, point. So I got time on my hands and I'm thinking, what else can I do in retirement? And then I realized I got more time to watch sports now. So I'm looking for new sports to watch, and I came across women's soccer. No kidding, women's soccer. I love those gals. I mean, they play so hard and they win. Last year, they won the World Cup over the Netherlands. And I was so happy that our lesbians beat their lesbians. Well, that's not totally fair. They're probably not all lesbians, but let me tell you what happened to me. I watched women's soccer a little bit when I was in my 20s, and some of those gals were pretty hot. I even wrote to a couple of them. Sent them my underwear. Unwashed, of course. I like the personal touch. And they never wrote back. Lesbians.
No shit.
But, I got to confess, they still turn me on. I mean, I'll be watching these women's soccer matches and I'll hear the announcer say things like, "Look at that one go. She's got great ball handling skills. Look at her. She's dribbling all over the place. Uh-oh, there's another woman trying to get that ball. They're fighting over it now. Oh, the first one got it back. Nothing's stopping her now. She is almost there. Almost. He shoots, he scores." I mean, she shoots, she scores. It's hard to hear sometimes because there's all of this noise around me. It's almost like heavy breathing. I don't know if it's the announcer or what, but there's some heavy breathing in my living room, and I have to grab the remote and turn up the volume with my free hand. Anyway, you've been a great audience. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here.
Hey, good time.
Yay. All right, Dave. Hey, so funny story. Me and Dave were in the Army together at a
poor guy.
attachment. So
I don't remember that.
He was a platoon sergeant, which was basically like a dad of girls.
Yeah. That's
and I was
some little
his
boys
company
too.
commander, so that's the reason for the hammer. I like bringing the hammer down.
He did, man. He was tough. I mean, he's in Seattle, I'm in Houston. This is over the internet, and I'm still afraid.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to the rest of the acts.
Hey, so
Dave.
So sometimes I get a little bit of free time, probably more than my wife would want me to get. While my girls are watching TV. Use TV as a babysitter sometimes because it's hard. So when TV is the babysitter, I get on social media and kind of get lost. I like reading memes, but I could say that sometimes the memes confuse me, and I really have to think about what it means. Such as this one that's going to my background right now. If you could see it, it says "single woman's finger during lockdown." And I would. This one took me about probably about 5 minutes, right? I'm like thinking about it while I'm driving, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, I get it!" And it was hilarious. But I've taken my my meme writing skills to another level, and I have actually created memes about my kids. This one I created this week. It says, "Homeschool life lesson number 1, teach my Mexicans to work like Mexicans."
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so with that, we will go to Oakland, California now, where the Oakland
Town
were. And we will have Jennifer Perez from Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Hey, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, guys. I think my set's gonna be a little dirty for I got a lot of curse words. I'm from Jersey. I'm originally from New Jersey. I've been living in Oakland for about 7 years now. But has anyone else here reached the point of no return? Meaning your sink is so full of dishes that you're just washing dishes on an as-need basis. Are you at that point? I sure as hell am. It's like watching the news. Sometimes I watch it, and sometimes I watch 90 Day Fiance, and both of them are essential. They're both essential. I recently ordered a sandwich from a local shop, just trying to keep the local businesses going. And it was a Cuban sandwich. And my parents are Cuban. I'm Cuban. And I was like, they put the pickle on the side like a basic bitch. The pickle is loyal. She goes inside the sandwich. That is not a Cuban sandwich. That is just a sandwich with a side of pickle. The pickles go in the Cuban sandwich. Just letting you guys know. That was just my rant about a Cuban sandwich. My mom is such a narcissist. She's just so narcissistic that she made me repeat the first grade because she was jealous I could read. It's my mom. Before all this nonsense with the quarantine and everything, I went back to Jersey to visit my abuela. I'm very close to my abuela, which is my grandma. And she just kept asking me. She goes, "Mija, when are you gonna get married? It's time for you to get married." I said, "Abuela, don't you remember I tried that once before? It ended in divorce." Oh. And she's like, "No, but mija, maybe if you move back to New Jersey." Well, now as sure as hell, no one's moving back to Jersey now for sure. But she's like, "Maybe if you move back to Jersey, you'll find a nice Hispanic man and you'll get married." And I said, "Abuela, no, man, I can't. There's no way. I live in California. I've been here for 7 years. I'm not moving back." She says, "Bueno, te vas a quedar vieja, sola y con canas en el bollo." Basically, what my grandma said to me was, I'm going to end up old, alone, with gray hairs on my vagina. That is what my grandma said to me. She's just ridiculous, right? Before all of this, I'm trying to think of just how it was before dating and stuff. And I started contemplating that the last 3 dudes I slept with had brain injuries. They had brain injuries. Like the first guy was a police officer. He got shot in the head. The second guy, he had surgery when he was a baby. And the third guy, he just got into a car accident. I don't know. Maybe I like a challenge. I don't know. I like maybe putting pieces together. I have no idea. Maybe I should just date an NFL player. I mean, it's more lucrative there. They get hit in the head all the time. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know. When the bar's open, I'll just show up with like hand sanitizer and a hammer because I'll make sure they're stupid and then I'll make sure they're clean too. I don't know. In all fairness, I've been in California for too long. I've been here for 7 years now, and I find it's making me a basic bitch. I'm becoming a basic bitch. I feel the need to apologize for the cultural appropriation. The other day I drank a White Claw. I straightened out my hair. I took a shower in a washcloth. I didn't put any lotion on. Stuff like that. I feel the need to apologize for my abuelo, my grandpa. My grandpa, every time he meets a white man, he calls them John. Every time he meets, he calls them John. Like, John Hancock, I don't know, John Cena, ¿quién carajo es John Cena? John Chris, John Estemos, John Buen Hombre, John Goodman, John Cusack, John Mayer. Oh, como alcalde, John Mayer, John Travolta. Oh, disco, John Travolta. John Lennon, JFK. Ah, como la Kennedy, JFK. John Wayne, con los caballitos, John Bon Jovi, ¿quién carajo? John Bon Jovi, bombón, ¿qué bombón? John Adams, John Stewart, John Candy, no, coño, caramelo, ¿qué caramelo? All right, guys, I think that's it. That's all I got. I hope that was 5 minutes.
Yay!
All right. Let's
We
give it up
win.
for the basic bitch, I think you called yourself.
Yes.
Jennifer Perez from Oakland. Let's give it up one more time.
All right, Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer, thank you very much. Hey, so I mentioned that I have a 13-year-old daughter, she's a beast. That's just the nickname she earned from wrestling. And then I have a 15-year-old son who his answer is, I don't know, to everything. And sometimes he just doesn't know his limits. And I don't know where that comes from. My wife says it's from me, but I really don't know if that's totally true or not.
Yeah, like his dad.
But the other day I bring up no limits because that's my wife Lori and my 1-year-old bully right there in the line. So I say my son and daughter don't know his limits because the other day they I'm getting older. I don't work out as much as I used to, so I'm not as strong as I used to be. But the other day both of them held me down and they shaved one of my eyebrows.
Oh.
So I went ahead, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, no, I'm just going to shave the other one. So, I didn't know that it was going to take, we read it, we looked it up on Google, and it takes 3 to 4 months for an eyebrow to grow back. So I make sure that I wear my bandana a little lower. Hey, and next on the stage is a fellow comedian from Washington, and his name is BJ Smith. So welcome, BJ Smith.
Hey, BJ.
Hey, BJ.
All right. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to Irma and Dave. I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas. It's kind of like San Antonio, just replace the culture with malls. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. It's hot. It sucks. I've been homeschooling my kids. I think a lot of people have because they closed the schools. So we've all been homeschooling. I'm sorry, distance learning. We have to say distance learning, otherwise we can't keep paying the teachers. But one part of education is escaping me. It's drug education, because when I was a kid, it wasn't effective. It didn't work, We had those commercials like, this is your brain, they'd show you an egg. And this is your brain on drugs, and they'd have a frying egg. And I grew up as a latchkey kid. I mean, a hot breakfast? How is that really a deterrent? I mean, my mom would leave me with a box of Carnation Instant Breakfast. You guys remember that? It was like a fucking chocolate milk with a Flintstones vitamin crushed up in it. Like, what else are you going to scare me with, a dad? Well, they tried that too. They had the other commercial, which was the dad confronting his son. Where'd you learn this? I learned it by watching you. This privileged little bitch. He has a dad and he teaches him stuff. That's supposed to be a fucking deterrent. I'm not like sober now. I'm Olympia sober, which means I quit doing heroin and gluten. I can't fully commit to like sobriety, but in fairness, I couldn't really fully commit to drug addiction either. There's like all these other people, and I heard a comic tell a story about how he spent over 10 grand in one drug binge. I got nothing close to that. I mean, I used to snort heroin, but only socially. My worst drug experience was one time I was out of dope and thought I was fishing it out of my carpet in my bathroom, and I ended up snorting a line of what turned out to be toe jam. That's the real drug education we should give kids. Kids, don't do drugs. Where you also clean your toes, or you might snort toe jam. I don't know. I can't do the AA thing. I can't be like totally sober. I know you shouldn't do like meth or heroin. And I get that some people, like, other things lead them to that. Like, for me, booze and weed don't, like, lead me to meth or heroin. So it's the only time my lack of follow through has been an asset in my life. I'm not sure if it's more delusional to think of myself as not a drug addict then or an actual comic now, but I'm going with it. You see, I got a problem. I keep having relapses.
Okay.
Not for the heroin, for the gluten. Every time the fucking McRib comes around.
McRib.
Right. And the thing is I've been to a doctor, right? I've been tested. Like, I have a disease. Like, it's not a mild irritation. I know if I eat the wrong stuff, I'm going to shit blood. But the problem is, before I knew what was wrong with me, I knew that eating a McRib was going to make me shit blood. And I did it anyway. So nothing has really changed. I wasn't in the DARE generation. I was before that. See, we had Nancy Reagan and Just Say No, which wasn't a very compelling argument. Not when it was up against Hot Breakfast and Dads. Thanks, y'all. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Good job.
All right. Hey, thanks, DJ. The guy who shits blood every time he eats a McRib. Oh my God.
So that's not just a Taco Bell thing then, huh?
No, sir. Equal opportunity toilet destroyer.
Equal opportunity.
Hey, so I didn't mention my wife before, but I have to just mention her in the next joke. Hopefully she doesn't kick my ass. But
I'm right next door.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey, so I have this sweet Irish wife, you know. She's a nurse. She's caring for people, and she really takes pride in helping others. There's a heart for others, and it's just like this perfect picture of a wife for me. And the only thing that sometimes comes out is her, I guess, a redheaded Irish spirit is what I'd like to call it.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, and recently that came out. So she's working from home right now. So she had a long day at work with people, dealing with people crap. And we were just sitting in the bed trying to get my 1-year-old to sleep. And my 13-year-old Beast, my daughter Beast, she came down the hall and she's like, "Mommy!" And we're like, "Why are you screaming?" My wife's getting angry at this point, right? And she says, "You want me to say it again? You don't respond, Mommy." And my wife responds with, "You want me to beat your ass?" That's just one example of the redheaded Irish spirits. Next to the stage, we have a comedian from Aberdeen, Washington, and he's the only guy wearing a mask, and he goes by Darko the Clown. Darko, you are up.
All right. It's good to see you guys.
Hey,
How about
Darko.
that? Huh? You know, I've been like having to wash my hands a whole lot because of that COVID-19 thing going around. And you know, it's causing my hands to like dry out and stuff. And I'm having to use hand lotion, you know, to like moisturize my hands. You know, and it's the first time in a long time that I've like actually appropriated hand lotion for appropriate uses, for its prescribed use. You know, I was out shopping for garbage bags the other day, and all they had were these like scented garbage bags. And I'm sorry if you guys hear background noise. My cat decided to like go bonkers. But anyway, you know, and I believe, you know, that if you take out your trash, that you don't need scented fucking garbage bags. But anyway, I had to take home these like scented garbage bags, you know, these citrus scented ones, and now my house smells like you know, cat shit and depression. But it's citrus scented. You know, I got a bank statement before the end of the year, and they told me that I had accumulated 8 cents of interest on my account over the last, you know, 12 months. You know, and I was like trying to, you know, comprehend how I was going to like spend all those riches. And you know, I didn't expect to like gain any interest. You know, everybody, I don't know about where you guys are at, but everybody around here like vapes. And, you know, I know these like hard ass like felons with like prison tattoos and shit like that, that, you know, they're smoking on this shit that like smells like strawberry muffins or something like that. I just find it kind of ironic, all these hard asses, you know, smoking all this weird smelling shit. And, you know, I just find it kind of funny, I guess. You know, I was like walking through town one day last summer here, and this guy like rolls up on me, you know, a friend of mine, you know, and he invited me to this barbecue. And I was asking him who was going to be there, you know, expecting to hear that friends were going to be there or something like that. And he told me that his church was like putting this barbecue on. And I love food and stuff like that. But when he told me that it was like a church thing, I had to like tell him that I had to go home and give my cat a bath or something like that. It's like, I don't know, not today, Jesus. But you know, people are always like inviting me to these potlucks, and you know, they ask me what I'm gonna bring to the potluck, and you know, you guys don't want me bringing nothing to a potluck because I'll food poison your ass. You know, it's like I'm bringing salmonella to the potluck. But you know, they recently started like having these robots over at Walmart that are like rolling through the aisles, like scanning shit. You know, I think they're like taking inventory or something like that. But you know, these robots scare the shit out of me. You know, I'm afraid that one of these things is gonna like, you know, these things weigh like a ton. You know, they're absolutely monstrous machines, and I'm always afraid of one of these machines going crazy, you know, and like running people over and shit, you know, deciding to like seek retribution against the people that, you know, enslave them. But yeah, I don't trust technology. You know, yeah. These people are always on the phone when I'm paying my bills, asking me, you know, if I want to like auto pay and shit like that. It's like, I don't trust technology. I'm sorry, you know. I even think the CIA is watching me on this fucking thing, you know. So, but you know, I started eating salads lately, and you know, and I kind of like eating salads and stuff like that. And nothing about my body tells you that I like to eat salads. And you know, my friend was telling me that it's like my body is like craving nutrients, and you know, my body craves like street Mexican and pizza and shit like that, you know. It doesn't like, yeah, it doesn't usually like crave, it usually doesn't crave you know, nutrients. You know, and I've got this friend that does this juicing thing, and he's like always like juicing vegetables and shit and making these freaky looking weird colored concoctions. And I wanted to find out, you know, if, you know, you could like juice a steak or like, you know, juice pizza or something like that, you know, because I'm not really like into drinking like green shit. I don't know, you know, this is kind of freaky to me, but you know, it's good to be here with you guys. Thank you to Dad OG Comedy for having me and for letting me do this with you guys. With that, I'll say thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Darko. We miss you at Vomiting, man.
Yeah, give it up for the guy who you do not want to invite to your next potluck because he might get food poisoning. Hey, so I had I put this comedy show together. Just needed something to bring out personality, and I say that because I have I think a dual personality. Dual meaning two, right? Not multiple, and I'm not all fucked up. I don't have all multiple personalities, but
Just
two personalities, right? One is this guy, Will, right? That's talking to you now, and then that's the normal, I guess. What is normal? But the most normal person, and then there's the guy that grew up in Pueblo, Colorado, on the east side, and you know, there's the guy that comes out once in a while, and he's like, "Today, the Dad OG is gonna take his girls to the park," and that's the personality that comes out that you'll see. It came out a few days ago. Me and my wife, we were planting some plants, gardening in the back, replanting some seedlings that we got in the ground. I was Will the whole time, and then she was bent over digging a hole, and I seen her back of the pants, the label, it said CJ, right? And I immediately turned into the Dad OG. I was like, "What's up, girl? I see the back of your pants and I like it. It says CJ. That's my middle name and my suffix." And then I snapped back to normal because she's like, "Stop it!" And I didn't want that redheaded Irish personality to come out. I got just some serious news. I got a text from a comedian that was supposed to be on the show. Turns out one of her family members died from the coronavirus, so it is real, right? She's not here tonight. So just keep her in your prayers. Hopefully she's on an upcoming show. Before I introduce the headliner, which I hope he's still on.
Hey, he looked like he walked away. I think he walked away for a few minutes.
He might have walked away.
There's just a guitar and nobody there.
Yeah, there he is. So before I introduce the headliner, I would like to say thanks to all the comics in the audience that participated tonight. I'm going to try to do this probably once a month, just to give upcoming comics a stage. And I don't have a big following, but I will. I'm hopeful for that, which every comic is. So without further me blabbing, I want to introduce you to Nate Hicks from Tacoma, Washington.
All right, Nate, let's go.
Yay.
Make some noise. I better make some noise for you, boy. How y'all doing tonight?
Woo!
Yeah.
This is a little bit different than being on stage because you kind of normally go off the energy of the crowd, but I'm getting off the energy of the virtual reality world. You know what I'm saying? We're actually Sims now. You know what I'm saying? We're like Sims characters and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, what's up, virtual world? Give it up one time for your host, your dad, OG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
And you the precious. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in the house, bored as hell, ready to get up on the stage. I keep watching porn. You know what I'm saying? I'm being sick and tired. you know what I'm saying? I need to get out the house. I'm ready to catch a virus and everything. So you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I got this little thing called comedy blues. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's good to talk to everybody tonight. Anyway, my name is hey, you know what I'm saying? They call me AKA Two Piece in the Biscuit. Cheers, everybody, man. Cinco de Mayo, man. Put your hands up if you're doing the drink of Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, it's crazy out here anyway. But you know, one thing that's been really crazy, man, you know, 2020 has really told us that fuck your resolution. You know, y'all had resolution do better, to lose weight, become more intelligent, you know, play my guitar better and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying I can no longer do little stuff like that because I'm trapped in the house. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see the people over here and everything. And somebody got to start speaking for the people, and that's why I'm here. Call me Two Piece in the Biscuit. Put your order in and everything. Anyway, man, you know what I'm saying? It's time to start having fun and everything. Live life. I'm out here right now, you know what I'm saying? Even with this confusion, I'm confused about this coronavirus shit. You know what I'm saying? One minute you tell me to stay in the house, but unless you need to go to the store and get some milk and butter, you can go to the store. Like, which one is it? You know, which one is it? Everybody's going to buy toilet paper and shit. I'm still trying to figure out why. Everybody's going to buy toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? But I figured out why. I finally figured out why, because it's to cover up all the bullshit they got going on right now. I know people that have survived worse STDs than this coronavirus shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this shit to a halt and everything. But I like it because it brings everybody together, man. Put the call down, man. I got ADHD, so y'all won't mind me, man. That's why I keep the instruments with me, because one minute I'll be like, hey, how y'all doing then? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here in Washington, you know what I'm saying? It's rough out here. I'm from Georgia, military and stuff. Military, going on 18 years and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Get ready to retire and shit.
Woo! Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a 25 whiskey, you know, sorry for the class, right there on JBLM, you know what I'm saying? Happy to be, but, you know, it's rough being in the military because, you know, with everything going on, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'm getting ready to get deployed or catch the coronavirus. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of put me in the ring. I need to stand out with the military. But, you know, one time for everybody in the military who served their country out here, man, I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
But I know people watching, but I got me a little beard and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because this is essential. You know? Hope nobody hear about this, but anyway. But yeah, man, happy to be out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy to be out here in Washington, but a little bit different in Georgia and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They fry the chicken a little bit different out here and stuff, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I just had a birthday. Just past 36, you know, getting older and stuff. And, you know, you start getting...
Yay, happy birthday.
My birthday on Valentine's Day, too. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Chocolate Cupid, y'all ain't never seen nothing like this. That's what I'm talking about. Put it right there for them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as I got older, you start getting a little different perspective of things. You know what I'm saying? Especially when your balls start hanging a little bit lower and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Power off.
You know what I'm saying? I find myself pissed. I'm untucking my balls at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting kind of crazy. But I remember just growing up, I'm a 90s baby. I was born in '84. I'm a 90s baby. I grew up when R&B was nice and sensual and stuff about love making and baby making. Versus new R&B nowadays, you know, shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? There's new R&Bs nowadays that have you catching pink eye and shit. You know what I'm saying? These folks out here talking about eating like groceries and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's real crazy, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, now I'm getting older and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was younger and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Sexually, you know what I'm saying? I was so sexually, my sexual appetite was so high, I had to go, I was ready to get it. But now, when I meet a female, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to cuddle, man. It's time to slow it down. Slow down. Can we cuddle first? Let me see, I think, let me see how you cuddle first. They kind of marinates the sex and everything. Shit. I'm old country boy. Let me tell you, let me show you. Oh my man. They kick in. I don't know what the fuck I be doing sometimes, but let me ask y'all this, and we got any teachers out here?
Former teacher.
Okay, you former teachers. Listen, I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about the female teachers though. These teachers are gone wild. You hear about them? They out here fucking the students and shit. But see, and I ain't mad at them because the teachers, they look good as hell, man. Some of the teachers look good. Listen, if I was at that age, I would be in their class getting straight A's, getting nothing but straight D. You know what I'm saying? These women are beautiful. See, when I was coming up, my teacher looked like goddamn Medea and Miss Doubtfire and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the old great grandmas and shit. Trying, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for it. But these teachers now, they out here, you know what I'm saying, doing all kinds of crazy shit, you know. My time for the teachers out there, you know what I'm saying? This is our new generation, goddamn. And then the next thing, man, anybody use dating apps out here, man? I had to stop using them. Let me tell you, man, I had to get rid of dating apps. You know, out here trying to search for love. You know, my birthday on Valentine's Day, so I'm out here trying to search for love and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for it on goddamn, what's them goddamn, got plenty of fish and all that shit. Got catfish by a Kruger. Catfish. The filters, I'm telling you fellas, stay away from the filter. The filter make it look 20 years longer. Young and stuff. The filters a lie to you and everything. So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I got me all nice Jezebel and everything, sexy mama and everything. Man, you know, thorough chick. I drove 2 hours to go see this shit, man. 2 hours of shit. It was snowing out here. We in Washington now. I'm used to the heat, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Jordan. Shit cold than a motherfucker out here. So I go up there and see her. Her name is Johnson and shit. Her name was killed on the goddamn on the Plenty of Fish. When I swipe to the left and everything for her. You know what I'm saying? But now I call her Miss Johnson and everything. So I go up there, look through the window, knock on the door cold, you know what I'm saying? I knock on the door and I see a lady limping. You know what I'm saying? Like limping to the point where you see when she parks, she needs a handicap sticker type shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know how you look on the side window on the door, because you want to know what you're seeing is real. I don't watch Catfish a lot of times, so you know, I wouldn't think it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the best looking thing in the world, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a slice of cake, goddamn. A slice of chocolate cake. I see you looking at me, mama.
Chocolate cake.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So she come to the door limping with a cane and shit. So I'm thinking that maybe it's the mama. See, she has a thoughtful heart. She let her mother or auntie stay with her. Oh, how thoughtful is. So she seems like mother material to come meet up, you know, my family and stuff. She know, she's all, hey, Nate, how you doing? Whatever. So I come to the door. And the thing about the Krugers though, they had edibles ready. They had cheese, crackers, and everything at the living room table. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so she was Krugers. She ain't give a damn. She was in there trying to make out with me, kissing all on me, giving me peppermints and shit to make my breath freshen up, kissing on me and shit. And she one of those old throwback crews. You know, have you watched one of the old, I don't know how many people that watch porn out here, but one of those old porn back in the day when they had the old lady, had the older people had the old wolf pussies. You know what I'm saying? Hair in the motherfucker. Before you eat it, you go, huh? Okay. I did too much. I know we on the internet. Hope I don't get in trouble at work and everything. Don't mind me right now, man. I'm out of uniform. Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Only thing about Miss Johnson, he had food in the refrigerator, man. And she was a freak. You know what I'm saying? Me and Miss Johnson, you know what I'm saying? We sitting out there, making love and stuff like that. Listen, Miss Johnson was a freak. We was even having sex in the back of the Subaru. We was making love in the back of a Subaru, drinking Starbucks coffee. I ain't never done that before coming from the country of Georgia. I used to eat chicken wings, collard greens, and shit. She was in the back of the Subaru, drinking the goddamn Frappuccino with extra caramel drizzle on the top. You know what I'm saying? But Miss Johnson make, good chicken wings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was always good to be out there with Miss Johnson and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? So one time for the Krugers out there, you know what I'm saying? They are entitled. They have rights to be on Plenty of Fish and the other date apps and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oldpeople.com ain't just for them. You know what I'm saying? She changed my life and everything. She make good chicken wings and shit too. Did I mention they call me 2 pieces of the biscuit?
2 pieces of the biscuit.
Put your order in, man. I'm telling you, they call me 2 pieces of the biscuit. The reason why I go buy 2 pieces of the biscuit, because 2 pieces of happiness. We need love in this world, man. And the thing I think, even though we got racism and shit, even though we got racism out here, everybody loves fried chicken. You can't deny it. Listen, I only serve dark meat, but I bust the head to the white meat. Don't knock me for what I do. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I think they should change the national anthem. I think they should change it to change it from that. Oh, say, I'm in the military and stuff, man. I stay proudly for my soldiers fall, but I think they should change it to the Cupid Shuffle because nobody take knees or nothing for like that. Can you imagine singing down, down, do your dance? Everybody, you got a brand new. Can you imagine that? We do the Cupid Shuffle for the national anthem at the Super Bowl. At the fucking Super Bowl, man. You got everybody out here wearing masks. Have you ever went to the store, man? You hear the news. What? Don't do this and don't do that. Save yourself. You heard that? Save yourself. But if you don't need to wear the mask, you need to go to the doctor. If you need to go to the hospital, you can go ahead and go. Like, I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much. Man, we gonna play y'all a little blues. I'm talking about some comedy blues and shit. Y'all like the blues? Anybody like the blues out here?
Do it.
Go ahead.
Do the damn thing. I'm playing my harmonica. I got the good guitar.
Come on, man, you got time. You got time.
Y'all make sure y'all tap y'all feet while I'm playing along. Here we go. Hey, thank y'all for having me out here, man. It's one time for 2 pieces of the biscuit, goddamn.
2 pieces and a biscuit. All right. All right. Let's do it, man.
In this goddamn coronavirus shit, man, y'all stay safe, wear your mask and everything, keep your nose covered, make sure you cover your mouth when you sneeze and shit. Wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? This
give it up for all the comedians out that participated in the first Dad OG comedy show. So like I said, this is coming to you once a month. All the comedians will get a t-shirt. It's in the mail. So that's your paycheck.
Yeah, it's in the mail like my stimulus check, right? I'll believe it.
Yeah. Hey, you'll probably get the t-shirt before the stimulus.
I believe it.
Hey, but thanks again, everybody, and be safe out there.
Appreciate y'all. Thank
you.
Good to see y'all.
Dad OG Comedy.
Thank you guys for letting me entertain you.
Miss you, Darko.
Yeah.
I miss vomiting. Yeah.
Take care.
Cinco de Mayo? Party starts early. What better way to kick off Cinco de Mayo than with the corona? Not the coronavirus, but a corona. I have some comedy tonight on the Dad OG Comedy Show. live on Zoom. There's going to be plenty of laughs. Join us.
Think it's gonna be one of those nights, hand on my neck,
In the